Stop wasting money on bagged soil. 7 ancient farming methods to create rich organic soil for free. Are you tired of spending money on bagged soil that barely improves your garden's growth? What if you could make your own ultra-fertile soil for free using ancient methods farmers have trusted for centuries? In this video, you'll discover 7 proven natural soil building techniques that turn waste into rich, life-giving soil without expensive bags or chemical boosters, starting with composting, green manures, and even earthworms doing the work for you. Let's dive in and transform the way you feed your garden. One, build soil with compost the ancient way. Compost is one of the most ancient and most effective ways to build rich organic soil for free. At its core, composting is simply letting nature break down organic materials like leaves, vegetable scraps, grass clippings, and straw into a dark, crumbly substance full of nutrients. When you add compost to your garden, you are returning soil organic matter that feeds beneficial microorganisms and improves soil structure, water retention, and fertility. Composting has been used for thousands of years in traditional farming systems and continues to be one of the pillars of organic soil building. To start composting, choose a spot in your yard that gets some shade and lay down a base layer of coarse materials like twigs for drainage. Then alternate layers of greens, nitrogen-rich materials such as kitchen leftovers, fresh grass clippings, and green garden trimmings with browns, carbon-rich materials like dry leaves, straw, cardboard, or paper. Keep your pile moist but not soggy, and turn it every 7 to 14 days with a pitchfork or shovel to add air and speed decomposition. Within a few months to a year, you'll have rich, earthy compost ready to mix into your garden. Once your compost is ready, spread it across beds before planting or mix it into the top 6 to 8 inches of soil. Compost doesn't just add nutrients, it boosts soil biology, encouraging worms, fungi, and microbes that help plants access nutrients more efficiently. Many traditional farmers thrived for generations simply by returning organic matter back to the soil through composting. And you can do it too with materials you already have around your home. Two, use green manure and cover crops to feed the earth. Green manure and cover crops are powerful ancient strategies that feed your soil while protecting it from erosion and nutrient loss. A green manure crop is a plant grown specifically to be turned back into the soil when it's still green and full of nutrients. This practice adds organic matter and nitrogen back into the soil where future crops can use it, and it's been a cornerstone of organic farming for centuries. Some of the best green manure crops are legumes like clover, vetch, cowpeas, and lupins, which have the ability to fix nitrogen from the air into the soil thanks to symbiotic bacteria in their roots. To use green manure, sow seeds of your chosen cover crop in the off-season or between your main plantings. Let these plants grow until they are lush and green, usually 40 to 60 days, then cut them down and gently work them into the top few inches of soil. The roots and leaves of green manure crops break down quickly in the soil, releasing nutrients and building soil organic matter naturally. This not only reduces the need for chemical fertilizers, but also improves soil structure, water retention, and microbial activity. Cover crops like rye, buckwheat, and grasses help protect the soil from rain and wind erosion while they grow, making your garden healthier and more resilient. 3. Sheet mulching. Compost in place for instant rich soil. Sheet mulching, sometimes called composting in place, is an ancient technique adapted by modern gardeners to transform poor soil into rich garden soil without digging or buying soil. It mimics how forests create rich soil. Layers of fallen leaves and organic matter build up over time and feed the soil as they break down. To do sheet mulching, start by cutting down existing weeds or grass where you want your garden bed. Then lay down a layer of cardboard or thick paper to block light and prevent weeds from returning. On top of that, layer alternating sheets of carbon-rich and nitrogen-rich materials. Think straw, dry leaves, kitchen scraps, lawn clippings, and finished compost in a thick blanket at least 6 to 12 inches deep. Water the layers thoroughly and let them sit for a few weeks to a few months. As the layers decompose, they turn into rich, fluffy soil that your plants will love. Sheet mulching builds soil without the need for expensive bagged soil and suppresses weeds naturally, making it a fantastic technique for gardeners looking to boost fertility with minimal effort and cost. Four. Hugelkultur. Build raised beds that feed the soil. Hugelkultur is a centuries-old method originally practiced in parts of Europe that turns woody debris, logs, branches, and garden waste into powerful soil-building mounds. Instead of throwing organic matter away, you stack it as the core of a raised garden bed where it decays slowly over seasons. As the wood breaks down, it acts like a sponge, soaking up water and releasing nutrients deep into the soil around it, feeding plants planted on top. This slow fermentation and decomposition feeds beneficial fungi and microbes while improving soil structure and fertility naturally. The word Hugelkultur literally means mound culture or hill culture, and its benefits include improved water retention and increased soil life. To make a Hugelkultur bed, start by choosing a location that gets good sunlight and is fairly level. Lay down large logs and branches as a base at least 2 to 3 feet high, then add smaller woody pieces, brush, leaves, straw, and finished compost on top. Moisten each layer as you build it so the bed stays damp and begins decomposing. Once assembled, top the mound with a few inches of good compost or soil and plant directly into it. Over time, the mound settles and becomes rich, fluffy organic soil full of nutrients. The beauty of Hugelkultur is that it recycles yard waste and turns it into living soil without buying anything expensive. As the wood slowly breaks down over months and years, it feeds plants from within the mound, supports water retention in dry spells, and boosts soil biodiversity. Gardeners report healthier plants, deeper root growth, and fewer watering needs once the bed gets established. It's a method grounded in natural decomposition and works with nature, not against it. Five. No-dig gardening. Let soil life do the work. No-dig gardening is an ancient-inspired approach that avoids tilling the soil and instead builds rich, living soil from the surface down. The idea is simple. By leaving the soil structure alone and adding organic matter on top, you protect the delicate web of microorganisms, fungi, and earthworms that naturally make soil fertile. Traditional farmers and permaculture gardeners have used no-dig principles for generations because it keeps soil communities intact and improves water retention, reduces erosion, and speeds nutrient cycling. To use this method, start with a layer of mature compost, straw, leaf mulch, or grass clippings spread evenly over your garden bed, at least 3 to 6 inches thick. If there are weeds or grass, place a layer of wet cardboard or newspaper underneath the mulch to block light and stop them from growing back. The goal is to feed the soil from the top down without digging or turning it, letting worms and microbes slowly incorporate the organic material into the topsoil. Over time, this living layer becomes rich, dark, crumbly soil, teeming with life that feeds your plants naturally. The worms and insects pull surface mulch down into the soil while fungi and bacteria break it into nutrients that plant roots can access easily. Gardeners who switch to no-dig gardening often see healthier plant growth, better moisture retention, and fewer soil problems because the soil web stays balanced and undisturbed. Six, biochar. Trap carbon to boost long-term soil fertility. Biochar is charcoal made from organic material like wood, crop residues, or coconut shells that is burned slowly in low oxygen conditions. Ancient South American soils known as terra preta were enriched with biochar by indigenous farmers hundreds of years ago, resulting in some of the most fertile soil on Earth. Biochar doesn't break down quickly like compost. Instead, it creates stable pockets of carbon in the soil that help retain nutrients and water and give microbes a place to thrive. To start using biochar in your garden, you can produce it yourself with a simple controlled burn of dry wood in a metal drum with limited oxygen, or source it pre-made. Once you have biochar, charge it first by soaking it in compost tea, manure tea, or finished compost for at least a few days. This fills the pores with nutrients instead of having it absorb nutrients from your soil. Then mix the charged biochar into your garden beds at a rate of about 5 to 10% of the soil volume. Once incorporated, biochar helps lock nutrients in place instead of letting them wash away with rain or irrigation, making your soil more fertile over time. It improves water-holding capacity and gives beneficial microbes a safe home, which in turn helps plants access nutrients more efficiently. While biochar doesn't replace compost, when used together it creates soil that stays fertile for years, reduces dependence on chemical fertilizers, and promotes strong plant growth naturally. Seven, vermicomposting the ancient earthworm way. Vermicomposting is a biological process that uses earthworms to transform kitchen scraps and yard waste into some of the most nutrient-rich soil amendments you can find. Worms like red wigglers consume organic waste and excrete worm castings, which are packed with water-soluble nutrients that plants can absorb easily. These castings also improve soil structure, aeration, and microbial life far more than ordinary compost alone. Vermicomposting has become a cornerstone of permaculture and organic farming because it recycles waste into garden gold without buying expensive products. To start vermicomposting, first choose or build a worm bin. This can be a simple plastic tote with holes for ventilation and drainage, or a purpose-built worm bin you can purchase or DIY. Fill the bin about 1/4 full with moist bedding like shredded newspaper, cardboard, or coir, and make sure it's damp like a wrung-out sponge so the worms can breathe. Then add a healthy population of composting worms such as red wigglers, Eisenia fetida, which thrive in close contact with food scraps and bedding in the bin. Feed your worms small amounts of food scraps, leafy greens, fruit peels, coffee grounds, and vegetable trimmings, burying the food slightly beneath the bedding to prevent odors and pests. Over the next few weeks, The worms will eat this material and produce dark, crumbly castings that are far richer than ordinary compost. When most of the bedding and food are gone and you see mostly castings, harvest the vermicompost and mix it into your garden soil or use it as a top dressing for plants. Your soil will become more fertile, better at holding water, and full of beneficial microorganisms. Conclusion: by using these time-tested natural soil building methods, from composting to hugelkultur, cover crops, no-dig gardening, biochar, and vermicomposting, you can turn waste into free, nutrient-rich soil that feeds your plants and your wallet. These techniques don't just save you money. They strengthen soil life, boost plant health, and help your garden thrive year after year. Start with what you have, follow these steps, and watch your soil grow richer with each season.